In this video, I want to share with you a wonderful grounding strategy using one of the cards from my card deck, Flow Into You. And this is really cool because a lot of times we want to keep kids moving so we can tire them out, but we want to find the balance between movement and meaning, movement and creating space to reflect on why we're moving the way we're moving and what we're actually doing and how our brains are working. So today I was working with my youth and I brought in a bouquet of flowers and we started with grounding using the flowers. So I gave each of those children a flower out of this bouquet. And we sat in a circle and they would look at it for maybe 10 seconds or so, and then they would pass it. And they got a chance to experience probably 8 or 9 different flowers. And they were simply breathing in the scent of the flower. They were inhaling a smile onto their face. Now, for some of them, that was just so weird. And they're like, I'm not doing that. And they started smiling. They started laughing. And that's good. We want them to laugh. That's a sign that they're having a good time. That's a sign that something in the brain is activating and is bringing a smile to their face. And so a card that I used is about stepping forth, okay? And I'm going to read it to you so that you can have an idea of what the experience was like for the kids. But I want to also show you these flowers so that while you are listening to my voice, you have the opportunity to use your eyes in this setting, okay? Now here's the fun part. You gotta use your imagination. You gotta use your imagination. Imagine yourself small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal, from leaf to leaf, and from branch to branch. Inhale your delight in pure play. Exhale your appreciation for the present moment. You address your fears with courage. You leap with confidence. Your feet land with certainty. On every surface, you put your eyes. And so I read that prompt twice, and I normally like to read it 3 times, but they already had some time to examine the flowers and just examining them. And I said, imagine yourself small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal, from leaf to leaf, and from branch to branch. Inhale your delight in pure play. Exhale your appreciation for the present moment. And one of the youth said that it required him to really focus because he said it felt like it was a lot of instructions. And so he hadn't experienced the prompt, so I can understand where he's coming from. And when using these with kids, you definitely want to, you don't want to just rush through it. You want to go through it line by line and read it with intention. Imagine yourself small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal. If you imagine yourself being small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal, and just do that, you're increasing your capacity to positively absorb information. And so the youth had the opportunity to just examine. And when we talk about helping kids build their capacity, we're helping them, it starts with attention. it starts with attention. Excuse me, I'm in the car and it's a little warm. I just want to make this video before I hop out. It's really important that we help our kids recognize that they have so much power just with their attention. And when we slow down to direct our attention, we become directors of our own personal experience. We can't control everybody else. We can't control everything in our environment, but we can control where we direct our attention, how we think about what we're thinking about. And when you use this type of deck, whether it's mine or someone else's, you're training your mind to look at information differently, to receive information differently, and not to necessarily process it. When you are directing your attention and you just bring something to your mind, imagine yourself small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal. What happens in my mind is I see flower petals bouncing with my step. So if I imagine from flower petal to flower petal, from leaf to leaf, from branch to branch, if you focus on just that part, kids can recognize, oh, when I move, my environment responds to me. That's so exciting. Now, for some children, that may be a positive for them, and for some children, it may be a negative. You know, if they're coming from a home where, you know, they have to be silent, where they have to be still, where they need to go outside because the adults are doing whatever they're doing, it may not be as positive, but we can use our imagination to cultivate different sets of possibilities. And in the event that a child is in a safe environment, and in the event that a child is being taken care of, they can begin to imagine brighter possibilities and recognize that their environment is responding to them in a positive way, and they get to participate in how their environment responds to them. Now that's next level mindfulness, right? You know, and that's bringing mindfulness into action. My environment responds to me. And we talk about the law of attraction, we talk about affirmations, positive thinking, prayer, all of these things. And we may not make the connection that children, teens and tweens included, they're part of this universe as well, and their environments respond to them. And they can choose how they participate in their environment at some level, because we do want them to have some choice. So when we take the opportunity to ground, especially with using flowers, and the cool thing about this deck is that you can pair it with any object, you know, and whether you see a lake, there's ladybugs, there's butterflies, there's bees, there's no rainbows in this deck. There's hummingbirds, there's all types of good stuff in here. Okay, good. You can hear it, okay? It's like a gift. What's inside, okay? So you can pair it with objects that can be held, and you just take it line by line. You may say, Ashley, how do I just do it line by line? Imagine yourself small enough to jump from flower petal to flower petal, from leaf to leaf, and from branch to branch, and just my environment responds. And then from your heart, taking a purifying breath, okay? And that's how we begin to train our attention to support our vision, to support our goals, to support our values, because wherever you place your attention is what's going to get your energy. Okay, so that's mindfulness in action. Oh, here comes a loud car. Hold on, he's got to pump his brakes. Okay, I could expect him this time. Last time I was like, oh, darn it. Okay, so anyway, I hope that this is helpful for you. You see, when you can use your attention to help you. You don't have to be taken over by everything, and that's what this comes down to. I hope you find this to be helpful to you, and I see you again very soon in the next video.